Welcome back to the market report. It is I, Cole. I'm joined by Tyler and Steve. Woohoo!
Hi.
Such a handsome presence. All right.
Hello
So
there.
last week we kind of broke down every set with relative prices. Feel free to go back and reference that. It was a much longer video than this one's probably going to be. So a couple. Let's start with the real quick things. Cole, what are the price changes? Not a lot of price changes this week. There are a couple though. Dude, Poe Dameron hit an all-time low at 17. I remember when this was a 45. No, that's an exaggeration. When this is a $35 card. If you don't have Poes and you like playing red heroism, this is an easy pickup. The Devastator Green from Spark of Rebellion is about 980, which is not bad at all, and it's 10 resources sounds like a lot, but if you're playing against a control deck, you get there real quick. Supreme Leader Snoke, also at an all-time low at 1150. Just a great card for control. Ooh, Tyler, I bet you're happy about this one. Bombing runs have hit an all-time high of $3, up 2,000%.
Everybody gotta bomb
Those
the hell out of the space zone, man. It's
Dude,
it's getting crowded up there.
it's a great counter to
damn
the Vader.
Vaders.
Yup. And then another one is Obi-Wan Green. That card is 750, which is just I this is a side tangent that I don't have in the agenda. Maybe this is something we'll talk about next week. I am wrong about when I put my foot down and said I'm not buying the Spotlight deck for Legends of the Force. Wow, I was wrong. So I retract that opinion going forward. The main topic we wanted to complain about, let me rephrase that. I guess we want to discuss it. I want to complain. If you guys have positive things, feel free to say them. I don't. Carbonite boxes, right? We've had them for 2 sets now. So we've got 2 pieces of data. The first one. So I did some maths. I did some quick maths. So let's talk about JTL first. So I've broken down the set here. Fun fact, you can get a full set of prestige cards, prestige tier 1, so the non-foil version, for $155. The box is $235. Now I understand the desire for wanting to gamble. I'm a gambling man myself. If you've watched any of our content, you know I'm a disgusting degenerate gambler. It's a real problem sometimes. However, I I went through the boxes, and for JT, I have an easier time crapping on JTL. I'm still going to crap a little bit on Legends, but it's a little bit better. But my point is, I broke down the JTL sets, the Carbonite sets, similar to how we broke down the boxes last week. So let's talk about the showcases you're going to find in there, right? So, like we talked about last week, the hitter for JTL is Darth Vader, Scourge of Squadrons. Why? Because it's pretty great art, honestly. There's some good art and there's some bad art in this game, and this is good art. And it's a playable leader. I know we all enjoy the leader.
Oh yeah.
And then
Oh yeah.
we've got Rio. This holds a special place in my heart because I have a graded one in my closet, but $24 for Rio. If I didn't say what Vader's
That's
price
Hey,
was,
he's gonna
yeah,
insane. Oh my
$24.
he's gonna be expensive one day. Just wait.
I
Just
don't know
wait till
about the
people
word
understand the
expensive,
strength
but
of
he'll
dream
be
sports.
he'll be worth more. Dude, okay. Side tangent. It's a potential for Twin Suns deck. It is a fun Twin Suns deck because there's over 50 transports, so it's playable. In Twin Suns, I don't ever see it being a thing in Premier unless like we get some real heat transports. Side tangent. The highest serialized card, this surprised me, is the Millennium Falcon for 600. Not necessarily because it's good. I mean, it's not a bad card, but like I think it's just because it's the Millennium Falcon, right? Like that's
It's
why
the
it's so
aluminum
expensive.
Falcon.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I will admit, for $600, that's great. Now remember, there's only 250 that exist, and I haven't done the math to figure out how many are out there, but not 250. The lowest serialized. This one really surprised me that this was the lowest. Von Reg's TIE Interceptor's only $80 for a serialized. So you hit the top
The card is-
rarity of a card, and it's not even, and it's barely a fourth of, or excuse me, I can do math. It's barely a third of the Carbonite box price. That would hurt. Let's say you hit a serialized and a showcase Rio Durant. That's $100 out of your $235. That would be crazy.
Because it's like an unknown, like, I don't know. I say unknown because I don't know who he was, but maybe somebody out there knows who he was. But imagine for a second, though, it said Ebon Hawk on it.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just, and it's like Millennium Falcon 600. If it's a well-known thing, even if it's garbage town, it's going to be valuable. But I look at this and I realize, like Rio Durant, not many people watch Solo. You know what I mean?
Yup,
Like,
100%. And doesn't he die like halfway through? Spoiler alert, I suppose.
yeah, you don't even make it that far.
Yeah, he doesn't make that far.
Yeah.
It's fitting.
Yeah, you're not gonna make it far in life. And then the highest prestige you're looking for is Victor Leader, and of course I didn't do the tier 2s just because I'm lazy. Probably should have. But the tier 1 is Victor Leader. I assume it's also the tier 2, but for tier 1 it's at 1278. Editor Cole will add the tier 2 stuff because he's less lazy than I am. And then the lowest prestige is a 78-cent card, the Silver Angel.
Okay.
Yeah. Look,
Wild.
I stand by that it's a very good card in draft, and in limited, it is not good anywhere else. And also, once again, that's one of those cards that nobody knows Trace from the freaking Clone Wars because it's one of the worst arcs ever created. But yeah, let's talk about let's talk about JTL Carbonite box. Let's talk about the Carbonite boxes set by set, right? JTL's crap. I opened one of these boxes and it was fun at first, but then once I saw the prices as they like plummeted off the cliff, why would I open a box for $240 when I can get the whole set of all that whole set of card style for $155? I guess it's because you have the allure. It just doesn't do it for me.
What killed it for me was the like the cards like Annihilator that are like sideways, and I'm like, is that thing tapped
Yeah.
or is it not tapped? You know what I mean? It was just it looks nice.
It
but
also looks
at the
awkward
end
in
of the
my
day,
binder.
This is a game, you know? Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. At the end of the day, this is a trading card game, so I got to be able to play with these cards. And if I don't know if it's sideways, upways, ready or not, I don't know. It's awkward.
Yeah, that's very true.
What are your thoughts, Tyler?
I never opened a box of these. I opened a few packs here and there, and you know, it's fun. Like, I think the art is good. I think the art is definitely the selling point of the set. But it's just not worth it. I think you can just buy the singles of what you really want and have a better time, I think.
Yeah, especially for JTL. Legends of the Force will be a little bit more interesting. So the gambler in me does say I will also counter with I've seen some crazy shit pulled. One time I was over at Battlegrounds, right? And David Tran was there, and he bought just a singular pack. And there was both a Supreme Leader Snoke showcase and I can't remember for the life of me what it was, but it was a serialized. It was one of the uncommons. It might have been Marin or Karis, but it was one of those cards. So he got a serialized and a showcase in one pack. So I'm not going to sit here and say that it's not awesome to pull them sometimes, but then I've opened a box where there's no showcase, and I got like all tier 1 bullshit, and that one hurt, you know.
Yeah, I've opened exactly one pack of GTL, one pack, and it had a Prestige Corvus in it, and
That's
it was
not
like
great.
a whole bunch of foils. And I'm
Wow.
like, oh, cool. That $20-something couldn't have been better spent, you know. It's like a great feeling.
I guess I will say the increased legendary odds are nice if there's good legendaries. So like planetary bombardments were good, devastators were good, but I, JTL was a miss. Anyone else want to say anything else about JTL before we move on? Sounds good. All right, so for Legends of the Force, for the breakdown. I'm sorry, Tyler, did you have something?
Oh no, I was just saying. I think we hit everything
Yeah, I think we did.
that I wanted to talk about.
It's just sad. For Legends of the Force, I've done the math. Right now, you can get a box for $235. The full set Tier 1 prestige prices, it's a little bit better. Better in value of opening, worse in singles if you care about cheap singles. $285.95 for a full set of Tier 1 prestiges. The showcase hitters and the shitters are a little bit better in price. The hitter, it's our boy. They call him the Lord of the Sith. They call him the savior of the Old Republic. It's Darth Revan at about $235. Once again, okay, no, I can't say that. It's not a good leader, but it's good art, and I really do believe one day he will be good. Not now, but sometime. I don't know how, but
Revan could have been a 9-cost flip that says you lose the game when you flip it. It still would have been the highest. I mean, he's the most popular character, and he's got really cool art, and the card looks fantastic. So I mean, it don't matter, you know, what it does.
I am gonna crack one day and buy one of these. I just want to see it in person. Like, I don't want to buy one on TCG Player just because I'm paranoid. Tyler?
That's like by far my favorite showcase art in any set. I think it's beautiful, and I solely bought a box just to hope to get it, and sadly did not get any showcase out of that. So
Yep.
Oh, it'll be in the next box. Trust me.
It'll be in the next box. That's what they tell me.
yeah.
Insert
I'll
the
get
meme about the
Chancellor
gambler.
Palpatine.
Yeah, you'll get a chance to Palpatine from Secrets of Power. It would be great. The shitter. It's the Grand Inquisitor. Once again, first off, yeah, the art's meh. Like, it's just ripped from the Vader show. Like, I guess it's okay. It's not a good leader. And, like, it's not a very popular character. Meh. The highest serialized is Anakin at 550, which that makes sense to me. That definitely makes sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's a popular character and it's a good card. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes sense to me.
The lowest serialized is Marin at about 100. That makes sense to me. What are we looking for in the Prestige? We're looking for the Anakin, 4250. The lowest prestige is, then this makes sense just because it's so restrictive with just being a heroic card. Jocasta Nu at 84 cents.
Yeah, Jocasta Nu.
Jocasta Nu lightsaber through the chest. Haha. But yeah, this box.
Two spoilers.
Dude, I know. How dare I spoil a comic from 7 years ago and a movie from, when did Solo come out? Like 2017, 18?
2018.
Yeah, seven years ago.
She's my headcanon. I killed her in Force Unleashed. But...
That's what I'm saying. And Shock T.
Yep.
And my father. I thought he was going to get the milk, but
while we're at
I
it, yeah.
him.
While we're at it, Vader's Luke's father. If anyone didn't know that. I mean,
wait, what?
Just get them all off the board here.
That's crazy.
What?
Sorry, too soon.
I will say that this box, I opened one of these boxes as well, and I do not think I'm going to get a Carbonite box for Secrets of Power just because the value just isn't there. And I opened my box, had a Qui-Gon in it, and it had an Anakin and a Vader. So objectively, I got a pretty damn good box. But that's still those three cards alone are not making that $250 price tag that I paid. I can appreciate wanting to have a step up of like an art card, right? Like what they do with, because this is what Magic does, and of course everyone's gonna do what Magic does because it's the number one card game. The problem is, and our friend Mo the Monster said this, and Steve, if I butcher his words, correct me. There's not an easy way to sell Star Wars Unlimited cards. That's the first thing. And the desire is not there on the secondary market. So if the desire is not there and you can't sell the cards, then people don't want to open the cards. If people don't want to open the cards, the game dies. So we got to do one of two things. And I'm just screaming to the void because I know FFG does not watch our bullshit. But either the boxes have to come down in price. Like these boxes should maybe be 150 to 175, and then I'd be having a whole different discussion if that was the thing. But we're talking 235 to 260 depending on your store. I don't see the value here. And Mo did a great video where he opened 3 play boxes versus 1 Carbonite box, and in those 3 play boxes, because he hit so many Anakins and Vaders, he kicked the shit out of the Carbonite box, and he didn't even get a showcase. Didn't matter because the Carbonite box had like a Kid Fisto showcase. Oh boy, $40. So yeah, I don't know. I 100% see his point about having 3 play boxes instead of a Carbonite box. But I've been ranting for a while now, so I'll let someone else talk.
Yeah, I think you pretty much hit it on the head there. I don't. I think that they definitely need to step up what they're offering with those Carbonite box. I mean, if I'm paying $20-something, what is it, like 26,
It's like
28, something like that,
$27 a pack, yeah, after taxes.
and I get like $2 in value. Like there's something
It
wrong there.
hurts.
Like that's not a loot box. That's a loot kick in the nuts. Like I got absolutely nothing out of that. And it made me not want to buy another one. I just stuck to regular packs for the rest of the set. I'm like, I'm not gonna waste my money. Like, you fool me once, shame on you. You know what I mean? Like, not gonna happen again. You ain't gonna fool me again. You know.
I agree. I was looking up in my box. I got 2 Anakin Prestiges, one of them Prestige 2, one of them Prestige 1. So that was a great feeling. But besides that, like I didn't really, yeah, felt great. At the moment, I was like, oh, it's pretty cool. But now they're almost $50, and they keep going up. And I'm like, I'm just gonna sit on it and wait till it peaks. But I mean, it was fun opening it. The player in me bought the box mainly for the legendary pull rates above the art, because they definitely, especially in this set, I didn't love the whole idea behind for the other characters that don't really matter. We're just gonna put a wavy background behind them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't really think
that.
that was kind of lazy, and I think they could have done something cooler with Force users. I will say though that the little preview we got of like the Secrets of Power ones, those look pretty cool.
Yeah, they do look.
I like what they're doing with those. Yeah, they look more unique and more stylized and more hard to read, which is always nice.
But yeah, overall it's a no from me. I'm not gonna buy a Secrets of Power box unless, like I said, if somehow FFG brings the MSRP down to like 150 to 170. Yes, I would order that. But at 250 a box, I just don't see it. But yeah, let us know your thoughts below, and maybe because I'm a gambling addict, maybe we will also do a video comparing 3 play boxes versus a Carbonite box. But let us know what you think below. All right, quick little side tangent. Do you guys know what I noticed the other day when I was just doing my thing on TCG Player, just scrolling because I was bored? So, for the first time in a while, every one of the sets had a box that was on the best-selling front page. And then, I think you brought this up, Steve. Maybe it was Ruben. I forgot this was coming, but sealed limited. Competitive sealed play is coming to SWU. So it seems like people are buying boxes up to practice, or they're buying boxes up to hold them for when it's time to resell them when people want to start playing sealed.
Yeah, there are teams, and like when I say teams, I'm not talking like 3 or 4 dudes. I'm talking about like teams of like 30 to 40
That's
people, like the
crazy.
Bothan networks and the KTODs or the whatever, and that's what they do. They practice for this stuff. They get the set. Sometimes somebody, I'm not going to say any names, but some of these content creators even get the sets early leaked, and they proxy them up, they test them, and it's no different for these limited events that are coming up. They're just buying boxes and drafting and practicing. So I think that, I mean, that might not be the whole reason, but I think that might be a big part of it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm thinking about buying a couple boxes of Twilight at that price point to just put in the closet, see what happens. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
I also do not hate the JTL price point, like Tyler said. 65 for a box of JT. I don't hate that, especially once rotation happens.
Yeah, those cards are only going to go up after rotation, that's for sure.
So, out of curiosity, I know you guys are probably wondering, the best selling box is Legends of the Force at 75, followed by, dude, this hurts a little bit. Spark of Rebellion at 105. Damn, I remember when that was $70 a box. I should have bought a bunch. Twilight Republic is about $50 a box. JTL's at 65, and then Shadows is at 71, and that is in the order of popularity. Which I get why Shadows is at the bottom because it's mapped to hell. All right. Let's talk about some speculation. So these are cards that we think are underpriced. Tyler, would you like to go first, my friend?
Love to go first. I've been waiting for this.
Oh boy.
I will say on the topic of on the topic of the Twilight boxes being so low, it's funny because a lot of my cards are in Twilight, and I think that this set is gonna not explode, but a lot of these cards are gonna see some play that just were brushed upon about being like these are worthless pieces of crap. One of them, especially I will start off with now, is Petition of the Senate from Twilight of the Republic. It is a 3-cost green heroism event saying if you control 3 or more official units, draw 3 cards. On release, the Twilight looks pretty bad. The officials at that point were not good. Secrets of Power, we're going to get a whole bunch of officials that are going to be so much better. That are going to work with this and make you want to spend 3 to draw 3 at that point, I believe. I think that's really going to see some play. Another one, I kind of threw this one in because it's interesting. I'd be interested to see if it could work. Constellation of Power or Consolidation of Power. Forgive me. 6-cost green villain event says choosing a number of friendly units. Play a unit from your hand equal to its cost, or oh my goodness, so many words on this card. You play a unit from your hand if its cost is less than or equal to the combined power of the chosen units for free. Then defeat the chosen units. Could be interesting with all the tokens and things that are going to go around. I think this set, and I mean, you pick one devastator or one thing, and you're playing a 9-cost for free, and I think that could be pretty interesting. Another one I have in here is for the Republic, a 3-cost blue heroism upgrade. If you control 3 more Republic units, we're getting a bunch of those. It costs 2 less to play, and it says get attachment gains coordinate and restore 2 +2/+2 for 3. I think that's pretty good, and then for 1, I think that's kind of unreal, and I think we're gonna get a bunch of Republic units to go along with it. Um, I think one of the ones I am most interested in is Morgan Elsbeth from Twilight. 4-cost blue villain unit. Has just like 3 of probably going to be the most important tag out of this next set. She's Force, Imperial, and Official, and that's just having Force and Official in the same tag is just going to be so valuable, I think. She's 3/6, so can stick around. She's Restore 1, which is very rare in blue villain from a unit. And on attack, you defeat another friendly unit. If you do draw a card with those spy tokens, you can just defeat one of them and draw a card. And I think that's going to be very, very valuable. But yeah. And then I'll skip on to Spark of the Rebellion. I didn't have anything else from any other set that really caught my eye that I think is going to jump up in price for the next set. But Spark, I have 2 pretty interesting ones. One of them we talked about last week as an interesting, really, really cheap legendary. Probably, honestly, I think it is the cheapest legendary in the entire game. It's Black 1, 6-cost red heroism, 4/4, pretty garbage. But when played and when defeated, you may discard your hand if you draw 3 cards. I think with this whole disclosing of your hand it might be valuable to you to play this and discard those cards you disclosed to kind of just wipe the information you gave out and get a brand new hand. Could be interesting. I don't know, something to think about. But this one I absolutely love, and it's kind of my favorite pick of ones to look at. It is Chimera from Spark Rebellion. 8 cost, cunning villainy, 8/7. Imperial vehicle capital ship. I think those all are going to be very. I think Imperial is going to get a huge jump here. Shielded, but this is the kicker. On attack, you name a card, an opponent reveals their hand and discards a card with that name from it. Going back to what it's about Black One, with all the disclosing this new mechanic, people are going to be showing you your hand. You could just immediately play this Chimera, and every time you're attacking, you're basically punishing them for that and saying, "Oh, thanks for showing me that. Go ahead and discard that for me, because I know what's in your hand." Um, I think this could be really, really interesting. Obviously, it's only going to be around for 3 months, but I still think it could be an interesting include in some cunning villainy lists.
I think that's a great call. I
Yeah,
really also,
absolutely.
I want capital ships to have their day. I really do.
Yeah,
Or like
I agree.
somehow make Piet like he's not bad, but like take him from B to A. I don't know how. So I've got a little bit speculation, then I'll pass it over to Mr. Steve. So I did it a little bit differently than Tyler. I chose a rare and a legendary from every set that I think is either underpriced or could go up. So for Spark, I started with Home One and the Redemption. Home One's about $8. Redemption's about $1. Both of these ships have brought me back from the brink of death, so I think they're super solid pickups. And I think that since, like we've said before, Spark Rebellion's one of the least printed sets, it is the least printed set. I'm surprised that Home One's only $8, it being such a rare legendary, and then Redemption only being $1. Pick those up if you want to, because I think they're going to go up in price. For Shadows, my pick is the Dark Saber for $10, just because I love Mandalorian cards, and if and when the Mandalorian tag becomes good, this card will definitely be an instant include. And then, you guys know Tech's only $2. I love Smuggle. Smuggle's great. I have a weird theory that Smuggle and Plot are gonna work really, really well together next set. So I think if you don't have 3 techs, go ahead and grab 3 techs. I talked about this last week. Satine Kryze for 75 cents from Twilight. I think with all the official tokens with big butts and or the spy tokens and then officials with big butts, I think we're going to be able to actually see a mill meta. So go ahead and pick 3 of those up. The Tranquility is only 10 cents, and I like big ships, and there's going to be a lot of Republic cards next set. 10 cents, why not? JTL, the cards I picked were Unity of Purpose, because this card single-handedly has won me an incredible amount of games, just because double green with Swarm deck could also work for Vader, but I use it for Rex. It's super fun. And then the Invisible Hand, similar to my thoughts on the Tranquility, there's going to be a lot of Separatist tags next set, and this card already works pretty well with the Trench combo for the Vulture droids, so we'll see. Yeah. And then for Legends of the Force, Mythosaur for $1, just because I love Mandalorian stuff. Similar thoughts as to the Darksaber. And then Doom is only 75 cents, and I'm surprised that for it being a double blue card that's so helpful for control that it's so cheap. Go ahead and pick them up if you don't. Have them. Steve, what are your thoughts? I see you have a couple things here.
I picked two. I picked 2 things. I didn't want to pick anything pre JTL just because I don't know what this eternal format thing is going to look like, so I was just going to wait. But my 2 picks, I got one that I feel like is safe and one that I Hail Marrying. My safe one is Craving Power. It's currently $4, and I think that's kind of low. When Overwhelming Barrage inevitably rotates out, people are going to be looking for something to kind of fill that same space. And while it's not as good as Overwhelming Barrage, it does kind of fill in a little bit. I see this being a 6 to 7, maybe even an $8 card eventually. It's pretty fair. I like it a lot. And then I had one that is a little bit crazy, but I think could be pretty good. Seasoned Fleet Admiral from JTL
Love
is a
that
two
card.
cost in command for a 1/4 with raid 1. When an opponent draws one or more cards during the action phase, you may give it an experience token. It has two very relevant tags in Rebel and Official, much like Tyler was saying. Officials, I think we just got to look at all these officials in a different light now. It's only 17 cents, and it's a
Really?
rare. It's 17 cents, and I think this card, I mean, I don't think it's going to be a $10 card, but I think it might be like a $2 or $3 card one day. I think, I mean, raid 1, a 1/4 for 2 ain't great, but it does have raid 1. It does have the potential to grow itself. I would pick up, a few hundred,
1,000
you know.
possibly. Yeah,
Yeah,
makes sense. Buy them from Steve's TCG player link below.
exactly.
Something for quadruple the price.
Only 75 cents once Steve buys them and then resells them to you. But he
Right.
signs them. So
I dip them in my
He does
bathwater.
sign them.
those are
signs
worth
them with crayon, I heard.
$5,000 each. All right. Well, we appreciate you listening,
on.
guys. So we've got a couple last-minute tips here for you because I'm a crackhead and I like to buy things. So there's a couple tips that I've discovered over the last weeks or a couple months, and I want to share them with you, our loyal listeners. So the first one, I did this one today. So I do the GameStop Power Up Pro Rewards membership. It's $25 a year, and every month you get a $5 reward coupon, and you get a $5 welcome reward. So I get a one swoo pack every month for just $1 because they're $6 at GameStop, and that's not too bad of a deal. You get $60 worth of quote unquote credit for 25 bucks. It's one thing that I do, and I actually did it today. I opened a pack of Legends of the Force, and I got a Space Leia foil, and I got a ETH Koth. So I'm not upset at that for $1. And then another thing that I found out this week was I was just scrolling on Shopify. You know that silly little purple app that we all have for the shop thing? And whenever you do transactions through them, or even just using a company that has a Shopify page, you get Shopify Cash. And I had never thought about using it because it was so low amounts, like $1 here, $2 there. Earlier this week, I was like, I wonder if our local TCG has a Shopify page. They did. So I used $3.50 of my Shopify Cash, and I was able to get a pack of JTL for about $2.50. It's a fun little tip. See if you have Shopify Cash and see if your TCG store see if your store has a Shopify page. And then the last one here, our local stores, a couple in Richmond do this where they have rewards programs where you can sign up, and it adds up quickly if you buy a lot of packs or if you just play in events. It adds up quickly, and then you get little coupons here and there. Yeah, those are my 3 tips though.
Yeah. Shop at Waterloo. I actually think that's how I got my Carbonite pack.
They have a
I
really
think
good
we were all
rewards
sitting around
pack.
talking about it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I think I got some reward points." And so I don't think I actually paid $20-something for that pack that I'm bitching about the whole time.
But you paid for it in
yeah.
a way. No, I accept the
Yeah.
bitching. Yeah. I've gotten a lot of good
Yeah.
rewards from Waterloo. Shout out to them.
Huge shout out.
One store that shall remain nameless because I'm not trying to shit talk them because I really do like them. They have a weird policy. They have a rewards policy, but it's only on new stuff. And you have to buy more than $25 worth for it to count. So like when you're buying singles, that doesn't count. You have to buy sealed product, and it has to be $25 or more, which is weird to me. Once again, shall remain nameless. It's weird.
It is very strange.
Yeah.
You would think that, like, I understand pushing.
And I don't get
product,
my sealed stuff there. I don't. I get it somewhere else. I go to them for singles because they have fairly priced singles, to be very fair.
I'm no business guy, but I would think that like the old stuff you'd be trying to move. I see that usually having the rewards and stuff attached. Like they're trying to get rid of that stuff.
You would
but no, they're trying to get rid of the
But I'm not trying to turn
stuff
this into a shit talk of theirs. But yeah.
I love shit talking, so
Me too. But thank you to our listeners for joining us. And next week we will have some things to talk about. What those will be, I don't know. We'll see what turns out from the community. Let us know your thoughts below, and thank you, and bye-bye now.